everyone. It's Monday night and I had my CAT scan today. So I went to the hospital and I had a whole plan. My friend from Princess Margaret Hospital Foundation, so the fundraising arm of the hospital, was going to come or was going to send somebody to meet me there at 1:30, which is when my appointment was scheduled for, and we were going to videotape me, getting ready for the CAT scan and getting the IV, and I was going to show you what the machine looked like and all the rest of it. Can't actually tape when I'm getting the CAT scan because nobody could be in the room because of the radiation, but we were going to do this whole thing. So I get to the hospital a little bit early to sign in and register, and as I said, my appointment was at 1:30 and they called me in at 1:20. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this in the healthcare system, but for whatever reason, the CT scan department, the medical imaging at Princess Margaret, not only runs on time, it runs early. So by the time my friend got there and everything was done in terms of getting themselves arranged for the videotaping, I was actually already finished with my appointment by 1:33. So I don't have the video for you, but essentially a CT is like a big donut, and there's a bed that you lie on, and the bed moves back and forth, and they take the imaging, and you get an injection with a contrast dye. And the only really bad part, other than the injection, obviously, because IVs suck, the only part is when they do the contrast dye. So the first thing that happens is you feel this metallic taste in the back of your throat, which is pretty gross, but it only lasts a couple of seconds. But then the really disconcerting thing when they give you the contrast dye is it really makes you feel like you just peed your pants. And I remember the first time I had a CT, I actually wanted to check to make sure I wasn't wet because it's such a realistic feeling. Anyways, so I had the CAT scan. I will meet with my doctor next week to discuss the results, which we know that there are tumors on my liver, and we know that there are many tumors on my lungs. They don't even count them. They just will point out a few tumors that they can say are examples of others when they do the CAT scan. And so we know they're there. We know my numbers went up, so likely the tumors grew. And next week when I meet with my doctor, I'll get my treatment. And it's interesting because people have said to me, "Are you really upset? You seem fine." And I've been thinking about it, and in a way it's weird. With the first recurrence, with the second recurrence, I would have those moments where you cry, where it's like that, I can't catch my breath because I'm sobbing so hard because it's come back and I have to do it again. And I didn't have that this time. And I was reminded growing up, my mother always used to say, no expectations, no disappointments. And I guess this time, because after the last course of treatment, I still had tumors that were visible. I never got to what the doctors called NED, or no evidence of disease. I knew I was going to go back on treatment, and while obviously it's upsetting and it's disappointing and the guilt is there and all the other wonderful things that go along with it, I guess I'm managing better this time because I had no expectation that I wasn't going to be going back into treatment. And in fact, I got 10 months off of treatment when I was hoping against hope to just get 4 or 5. So, I guess my mom was right. If you manage your expectations, then you won't be disappointed. So I will let you know what the doctor says next week. I meet with him on Monday and I will post, and we'll take it from there. For now, I've got a busy week ahead of me, and I'm just trying to stay warm in this freezing cold weather. I hate this weather. And we'll take it from there. So I'll keep you posted, and I'll see you next week.